didn't I? Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the autocue there. You aren't going to believe.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
That's it, turn around to your right. I don't want to go into the sun, but I got more than
So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you. All for you. Freedom! Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about the freedom! It's the best show.
What is up, guys and girls? Yes, it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday Night Live. And you're here with me, the Grom, on the one and only Friday Night Live. I hope you're winning. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a fantastic week. And I hope more than ever you are ready for the weekend ahead. The big question is, are you sat down? Do you have a brew? What kind of brew is it? And are you ready for this? I am. Let's see if we can pour the coffee without spilling it everywhere. The dramas, as ever, have been real. I hope you haven't had too many dramas this week. We've been a little bit busy today. It's been a manic Friday after quite a pleasant, relaxing, and all-round just good week. We've been in a very chilled mood. Let's just say we started the week rather hyped off of last week's show. So yeah, I don't think I've even come down from that yet. So huge shout out to the boys from Gutter Drunk, because thank you so much for being on, and it was epic, man. I was buzzing for days. So yeah, man, that was one hell of a show. How we are going to ever possibly beat that, I do not know. But hey, man, reach for those stars. That's all I can say. So, the normal introductions as always. Guys and girls, I will do my very best to keep an eye on the live chat. Already out the corner of my eye, I can see the usual suspects in there. If you're watching this when it went live, feel free, jump in there right now. Check out all the awesome people that are in the live chats. Very welcoming community, and they're awesome. And if you are watching this at a later date, just swipe left on the comments below and you will be able to see the live feed, even though you won't be able to participate. Obviously, yeah, you know, the rest is all what it is. Anyway, yes, we're here. Yes, it's Friday. It's the second Friday of 2024 already. Yes, the madness is truly real. Where did the week go? All I can tell you is this week, it was mostly spent one, coming down from the week before, and two, asking people, how do you count to 1 to 10 on your fingers? How do you do it? Are you a kind of a left to right kind of person? Are you a thumb to index person? Do you count your index and then your 4 fingers and then a thumb? What else have we had? All fingers out and then some retracted. Yeah, the best one so far being the segments of the fingers. So any person can count, i.e. maybe, depending on how your thumb is, maybe 15, maybe 12, if you're one of the unlucky ones. So yeah. Oh, 14, sorry. My maths aren't that great. I should have used my fingers. But it caused quite a stir. Bearing in mind, if you're an avid viewer of the vlog, you would have kind of seen this madness pan out throughout the week. It all started when I was explaining to Andrea the amazing hack that is for the 9 times table. So if you count from your left hand thumb or if you count from your right hand thumb across your fingers in a linear motion, according to whatever 9 times up until 10 that you're going to do. Hold down, if you're doing 4 nines, hold down the 4th finger across, and the answer will be there in front of your eyes, resulting in your units being on the left or the right hand side, depending on which hand you are, and then the tens after, or the tens and then the units. Sorry. But when I said this to Andrea, she was stumped. She couldn't figure it out. She was like, no, it don't work, and I keep getting pretty much the same answer every single time. That led to the question of, how do you count on your hands? Now, Andrea goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In which case, it didn't quite work for her, bless her. That opened an entire bag of worms. So from there on out, I was completely perplexed with the fact that, yes, Andrea is a complete whack job weirdo and counts wrong. I, obviously, on the other hand, pardon the pun, obviously almighty master of counting on my fingers, and I do it the right way. However, as it pans out, no, I probably am the weirdo whack job. Who knows? All I do know is, if you're sat with anybody watching this now, one, ask them, if they haven't already done it, that is, how do you count? How do you count on your fingers? What an amazing outcome, bearing in mind, I think the tally by the end of it was 21 people, I think, I finished up on today, and I think I've covered all boundaries. I'm sure there's going to be a few that pop out of the box. And obviously, if you're live right now, I know that there's a few people that have already told me in the vlog, but get in the live chat, have a discussion, tell everybody how you count on your fingers. And obviously, if you're watching this after the fact it went live, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because hey man, you know, the more numbers, the wider the research, and I'm sure somehow, way, shape or form, it's got to work out in the end. It's a bit like tossing a coin, isn't it? If you do it so like 1,000 times, you're going to end up with even heads or tails, possibly, probably, maybe, who knows? Anyway, yes, so who knew that 2024 would bring such a mad little start to it, in the sense of the disruption, the mayhem, the absolute pandemonium, which was finger counting, or counting on your fingers. I think the best answer that I had when I did ask one gentleman, how do you count on your fingers 1 to 10? He said, I don't know. So, a little bit worrying, but there are people out there. Let's just say that. So, guys and girls, where are we at? Have we missed the hour mark? No, we haven't. Good. You know what that leads to, right? Something like that. Good evening. This is Friday Night Live, and this is your news with a newsreader that is absolutely appalling, but he tries his very best. So, here we are. Another Friday night and another Friday Night Live news. Can we finish it on the hour mark? Are we that professional? Who knows? So, first story tonight. I imagine that I hope you were one of those very lucky people that in your childhood, maybe possibly your first ever pet that you were left in charge with, or governed to care for, was a cheeky little hamster. I know I was, and he was epic, man. He was an absolute escape artist. His name was Rambo, and let's just say, one legendary hamster, R.I.P. However, I was very fond of my hamster. I wasn't as fond as this young lady. So, story has come out that this lady spent $200 immortalizing her dead hamster as a stuffed stripper. Yes, you heard it here first. When Jess Porter Langston's beloved pet passed away, she knew she had to do something special to remember him by. After shelling out more than $200 on taxidermy, her precious Roboski dwarf hamster, Hamilton, Hammy for short, was immortalised as a tiny stripper dancing for cash around a pole. Miniature dollar bills and a hot pink thong included. This hamster was so iconic, and all of my friends knew Hammy and wanted to see him. He needed something special. I don't even know where the stripper hamster thing came from, but I thought, what is more iconic than a hamster on a stripping pole, hustling for money. And yeah, it's out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know we only bring you the best news stories. Keeping with a kind of rodent-y feel, everybody's familiar with this cheeky little mouse. And let's just say there's also been a kind of cheeky little mouse in Wales, no doubt. This lucky gentleman has been fortunate enough to have a little mousey break into his hoosey and not tear the place up, not cause a disruption, or not cause any problems. However, he has managed to capture this mouse on video tidying up his shed. So a camera catches a mouse proud rodent. Get it? House proud, mouse proud. Oh yeah, mouse proud rodent tidying a man's shed. Basically, this guy had been in and out of his shed every morning for about a month. It's been happening since early October, and every morning once he's come in, everything that was on the desk has been basically fired back in the box. The box, the gentleman said that he used to keep, or does keep, sort of like nuts in there for birds and just a little bit of feed. And he kind of thinks that the mouse was trying to cover up the food source. But you've got to check this video out. If I'd had some more time, I would have tried to have actually like jacked the video clip to play it live for you, because it's absolutely amazing. 75-year-old Rodney Holbrook is a keen wildlife photographer, but he got more than he bargained for when the items in his shed mysteriously were put away every night. Check out the video, man. Go and find it. Just type in Welsh tidy hamster or mouse proud rodent and you'll find it. It's on most of the news headlines, but seriously, this video clip's like worthy of watching. It's not just a tiny little snippet, and this mouse is just grabbing bits off the desk and firing it back in that toolbox. It's absolutely epic. So if you're anything like me, at some point in your adult life, maybe even in your childhood, you would most definitely, but in your adult life, you would have dreamt about being able to run away to a desert or remote island and just leaving all your woes and troubles behind. Obviously this from the Family Robinson. I think I stole an artist's illustration, but it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. A remote Welsh island offers £11.44 an hour if you are prepared to live and work there. The Bardsley Island Trust is looking for joint applications from 2 individuals. They are expected to live and work together on the island, which has limited electricity. So stay with it. The owners of the off-grid Welsh island are looking for 2 wardens to live and work there. The accommodations wardens of Bardsley Island off the coast of North Wales will enjoy benefits including 1 boat trip to the mainland per month, according to the job advert. Other benefits include a shared food growing space and an internet connection. The island, measuring 0.6 square miles, has a population of 11 and is claimed to be the burial site of the mythical wizard Merlin. Successful applicants will be paid £11.44 per hour, with their contract lasting from the 1st of March until the 30th of October. The island, which is a limited electricity provider by solar panels, can run a light, fridge freezer and an internet router. So they might even give you enough space to take a friend, a companion, maybe even a trusty old Wilson. Who blooming well knows? All I know is if you're done with this game and you want to get off this God forbidden rock, you can go and settle down on a little island off the coast of Wales. And maybe if you're really lucky and a friend wins the application, you might even just be the 2 of you and another 11 people. But nevertheless, it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the Friday Night News.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to Friday Night Live with the Grom.
Well, guys and girls, how clean was that? Now, on that random little note, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the fact that the week before last, I thought, in my humble opinion, I'd done probably, maybe, the cleanest run through to a show. Intros, outros, and all of the other tros in between, and you will never guess what. There was one individual in the world that gave the show a thumbs down. Yes, it's the first one that the Friday Night Live has ever had. And so from there on out, that's it, man. I'm not going to try to keep it clean. I'm just going to be rough. A little bit round the edges. You know, that kind of stuff. But, well, hey, all I'm going to say is you ain't doing it right if you ain't got haters in this life. Oh, yeah. But kind of leads me on to my my next little tangent of this evening, which was this week. Oh my days, when we're talking about rodents, rabbits, hamsters, talk about rabbit holes this week. Appreciate everybody blowing up the little celebrations on the side now. And yeah, I can already see the abuse for the glasses, but we love it. This week, I have gone down the amazing rabbit hole, which is Mr. Alan Watts. I've been aware of this gentleman for many, 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 many years. I've only been able to obviously delve into the beauty that is YouTube and find his unedited lectures in the last little while. And I've kind of gone off on a bit of a tangent. Haven't really mentioned a great deal of this in the daily vlogs, but it's something that has become more apparent ever so much more since maybe 2020, where I've seen quite a lot of, let's just say, segments or shorts or tiny snippets from a lot of his lectures being used in all sorts, from television adverts to tracks. And I have never ever really made the conscious effort to go and find those unedited speeches. You will find them under motivational talks or all kinds of things. However, to actually sit down and listen to the lectures that he put out in the time that he was doing what he was doing, there are a lot of them. There are some remarkable subjects, and whether you are somebody that is into that kind of stuff, i.e. the possibilities of reality, the brain, whether you're into thinking outside the box, or whether you just want to listen to somebody that was, I can only say, way ahead of his time, I would highly recommend it. However, it led me off on a little bit of a crossroads, which was, and let me try to get this right, is actually the Tao Te Ching, but pronounced Tao Te Ching, I think. Anyway, long story short, the Book of the Way. Now, it is Tao, belief, but I would highly recommend anybody checks this out, whether you have Audible or you can find it as an Audible here on YouTube. And if you just type in the Book of the Way and the TAOTECHING, go and check it out. The chapters are extremely short because there is not a lot of written word or text to, let's just say, the information that is distilled to you. And I would love to sit here and quote some of them for you, but I'm not gonna, because we'll leave that to a future episode. I think we might even bring a little bit of it into the vlogs as maybe sign outs. But I will say this, I listened to it this week and I was very open-minded and sort of a growth mindset about listening to it. I did find myself at some points thinking this is a little bit kind of, I don't know, what's a polite way of saying load of bollocks. But that was only because I wasn't listening to it and I was just hearing it. When you start to listen to it and when you actually take it into consideration and break down what is being said, how it's being said, and also when, because my history or research wasn't too great on when this book was actually written, but I imagine it's something kind of insane, like 500 BC. It's Chinese dynasty. It's amazing and very much remarkable to the words being spoken, the information that is being passed on, and the relevance of it in today's world. So all I know is that I've listened to it once. I will most definitely go to listen to it again. But I cannot stress to you how many times I've had, especially my boss, say to me this week, where has this mood come from? What chill pills are you taking? And what can you tell me that will stop me from being stressed? Which, in the grand scheme of things, guys and girls, if you watch me in my daily job, and I'm sure Mr. Devusan would also, in the live chats, vouch for the fact that, let's just say, sometimes I care a little bit too much. Second, I get worked up a little bit. And 3, I don't suffer fools very well. Just listening to this little book has very much changed that. And I've been in a very mellow and relaxed mindset. I've also been kind of thinking so much more before I speak. And one of the quotes from this book where it says, "A wise man does not need to prove his point. A man who needs to prove his point is not wise." That has stuck with me. So, yeah, the Grom has changed up. He came into the year practicing on his financial game. It's good. I cannot believe we are pretty much halfway through the month and I'm not already like just drowning in my own debt. So that's a vibe, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'm listening to very cultured stuff and actually implementing it into my daily life. Who knew? All I'm going to say is that 2024 is definitely opening doors. And there was also one other little thing that Andrea happened to point out last night, which was for 3 different birth signs, astrology, I can't think of the word. Basically, Libras, I want to say Aries, and maybe it was Capricorns, possibly. Between the years 2008 and 2023, their planets or something has been aligned, to which point there'll be like turmoil and confusion and struggle. 2023 was the closing of that and the change. And all I can say is whether it's the book, whether it's the stars and the universe, there does feel like there is a huge weight being lifted off the Grom shoulders. And it'd be interesting to know if you've heard this, if you're into astrology, and if you kind of follow those things. But all I will say is if you're one of the fortunate ones where all the turmoil has been stacking up in those years, and you're part of that, don't worry, 2023 is over, so that chapter's closed. Take a little breath with me. Because let's just hope that the universe plays those cards for us. And from here on out, it's not necessarily plain sailing, because that'd get boring. But let's just hope that the good times roll, baby. That's all I can say. So, with a little bit of the let the good times roll, can I figure this out? Do I get it right? Maybe. Let's go for this one, shall we? So I decided not to go for, I can't believe it. I thought we'd go for the madness is real, because let's just say the madness really is real, guys and girls. If you didn't already know it, that is. Snakes can predict earthquakes. Lego minifigures have the largest population on Earth. We spend a year on the toilet in our lifetime. Sea lions are the only animals who can clap to a beat. A shot of espresso contains less caffeine than a cup of coffee. The first high five was in 1977. It's illegal to chew gum in Singapore. The first known use of OMG, an abbreviation of oh my god, appears in a 1917 letter from Lord Fisher to Winston Churchill. And the dark region on the North Pole of Pluto's moon, Charion, is called Mordor. Bet you didn't know that. Well, there's some completely freaky facts for you. Did any of them make you think, I never knew that? Or did it make you think, heard it all before? Who blooming knows? Get into the live chats and let me know. Or, if you're watching afterwards, leave a comment below. All I do know is that yes, the madness truly is real. And the one thing that got me on that list was the high five, actually. It was done by a gentleman, I believe, at a baseball game. I can't remember the man's name. I want to say it was something Baker, but it's recorded that in 1977, oh yeah, he was seen while I think completing a home run, giving a high five to the man on the last base or something like that. And yeah, so if there are crazy facts, unbelievable facts, or anything where you feel like you should hit me up and just let me know, please feel free. I haven't done it for a little while and I'm going to try to get it up. Email address, guys and girls. So, obviously, if you are familiar with the Friday Night Live show, you will know that I am a fan of shining a light on people, people that have changed your life, inspired you, encouraged you, maybe even just support you, whether it's a spouse, anyone in your vicinity, maybe it's the person sat next to you. If you want to contact me with any details in regards to shining a light on somebody that you want to just shine a light on, please feel free, hit me up on this email. The contact will also be in the description for the video, so it is there whenever you need it. That also goes for any crazy news stories, any unbelievable facts, or if you just want to be really generous and send me loads of free stuff. But hey, hit me up, please. Love to hear from the viewers of the show, and it would be even better if we could just build a little bit of madness when it comes to shining a light on people. I've said it in the past that I don't want to kind of just be the biased gatekeeper that just keeps choosing people to shine the light on. So there has been people in the past that have written in, and it just feels nice to be able to read something out for somebody that I may not know personally, but if they're watching the show and they hear it, then they'll get a little bit of stoke, get fired up for the weekend, and also just get a little bit of a kind word and a bit of appreciation shown for them. Because hey, let's just say it's very easy to just go through the day and go through the week and the months and the years, but never actually just take that little bit of time out to turn to the person that does make a huge difference and say, hey, dude, you make a difference to me, man. So, as I say, feel free, hit me up, contact details below, all that jazz. It would be really nice. The one thing that I want to touch on before we go into a little segment that I haven't done for a few weeks is the fact that yes, 2024 is upon us, which also brings with it the Grom Tour USA, and it's not until a long way off. However, yes, footwork is being done, it has been done, and it's underway. One of the most craziest things so far is that yes, people have donated money to the GoFundMe, and I just want to give you a big Friday night salute to all the ladies and gentlemen that have put money into that GoFundMe account to get the Grom across the pond and have some amazing adventures, hook up with some amazing people, and hopefully bring you some amazing footage while I make some quite remarkable steps within my journey, and also memories that will last forever. But the one thing that I have found out this week, after looking into flights and finding some great prices from some quite what I would class reputable companies, originally the best flight price that I found from the UK to Florida, US, was via Virgin Atlantic. Now, I am not going to take any surfing, well, I'm not going to take any surfboards with me, but I am going to buy one while I'm there, because the one biggest thing on my tick list of things to do is surf in as many places as I can in the time that I'm there. However, that leads me to a dilemma in regards to, I will buy a board, I will happily travel within the United States and onto Hawaii, obviously still part of the United States, with a surfboard, which will clock up a few locations, hopefully a fair few waves, and also it'll bring a little bit of a nostalgic reminder along the trip with me. Now, the issue came when I started looking into flights, external, i.e. international flights from the US back to the UK, and likewise if going out with one. Now, the two biggest airlines, and this was a shocker for me, that British Airways and Virgin Atlantic only give you size up to 6 foot in the hold for a surfboard, which I was shocked. Now, I just thought, As most things are in this beautiful world that we live in these days, it's just a matter of money and how much you've got and how much you're willing to spend. However, it don't matter. It don't matter how much you want to throw at these lovely airlines. They are not willing to take anything over 6 foot. Now, if I was, some amazing professional surfer, that would be fine. However, the likelihood of me buying a 6 foot board while I'm in the States and wanting to bring that back with me is, let's just say you got 2 hopes, Bob Hope and no hope. And yeah, it's just not going to happen. It would be a waste of my time and a waste of my money. However, the likelihood of me bringing back an 8 foot surfboard is pretty high. Now, the really bizarre thing was all of the cheaper airlines, I say cheaper, I don't want to tarnish or take anything away from any airlines really, but let's just say airlines like TUI, Ryanair, and many more in that category all give you the option to travel with up to an 8 foot surfboard in the hold for, I don't want to be quoted on this, but for what I was seeing was around about the £70 to £100 mark, which again, I thought was reasonable. Now, this leads me to the big question that I know there is some lovely guys and girls that watch these Friday Night Lives, and you happen to already live either on the New York coast or on the California coast. Now, just out of curiosity, if you wish to help the old Gromage out a little bit, would be very much interested to know how much do you reckon, or can you find out, would it cost to ship or freight an 8 foot surfboard back from New York or California to the UK? I'm going to do some footwork this end, but hey man, I know that there's some savvy people out there in some positions where you probably may even know it already. I don't know. It might just be an answer to my problem. But hey, it's a long way off. It's just these kind of little things that I want to just, iron out a little bit. The madness truly is real, guys and girls. So I've seen the comments absolutely erupting out the side of my my little eye. And I know that there was a fair few abusive comments, loving abusive comments about the glasses. And as always, the wonderful Chill Adventures is never short of something funny to say, and he's quite a legend, dude. But hey, Grom, I'm wearing some glasses. I hope you are, dude. I hope that everybody, when that news clip comes on, finds a pair of glasses to just, don't worry, I'm going to change the game up on that soon. Who knows what I might be wearing next week? Who knows who we might have on the show next week? But don't want to give too much away. Hey, what else have we got? Good to see Mr. Cogni Buddha in the live chats. Thank you for watching, sir. Dave Usan, I hope you're well. It's awesome to have you here tonight. The wonderful Mr. Dan Kov, thank you very much. I can only assume you were maybe working while listening to this. So, dude, I hope you're not working too hard. And as always, I appreciate the hell out of you tuning into the live shows. Mr. Chris Avery, the man that we know as Uncle Billy in the live chats. It's amazing to see all of you here. So, and I know that there's a fair few guys and girls that tune into the Friday night show, but also have the issue that they can't actually comment on videos, which is bizarre. I've never actually had any issue myself from my personal profile, YouTube account. So again, guys and girls, if you've ever had a problem with this where you couldn't comment on videos, and we're not talking about videos where the comments were withheld or you weren't able to physically comment on the video because the content creator didn't allow it. But if you've ever had a problem where there was a setting, an update, something going on with maybe your YouTube account and you couldn't comment on people's videos, please get in the comments below or even in the live chat if you're watching now. And if you have an answer to that solution as well, would be most appreciated. But we don't want too many questions popping off just yet, do we? Because it would take away the one segment I haven't done in a little while. So, we haven't done it for many weeks, and I just thought tonight, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. I love putting you people on the spot, don't I? So, let's get the old chat up in the corner. Try to do more than one thing at once. It's Q&A with the Grom. So, what with the Grom tour, what with maybe some of the books and the lectures and some of the things that have been going on in this past week and beginning to a new year, please let me know. Get in there, get in the comments or in the live chat, because I'll answer them even after the live. But if you've got a question, you want to fire it this way, let's have a little bit of Q&A, shall we? So, Dan, epic. I am happy to see that you have finished work. So that's very mature and decent of you not to be tuning into the live show while working, obviously. Is it true you can milk anything with nipples? That is something that I'm going to have to go and look up. That's a Google question, man. That's not a Grom question. It's close. But I'm going to say, no, you can't. Simple as that. Because I tell you one thing, I've got nipples and you ain't milking me, mate. This is not open to Google. Wow. Hey, man. Nothing's not open to Google. Google's like free for all, dude. Right. If there's one goal for this year, what does it say? It's hidden behind the art. Nice. Thank you for the next comment, Dan. If there's one goal for this year you would love to achieve, what would it be? What would it be? My most monumental, dude. I'm not going to put too much thought into this one because it's been a huge and most monumental goal that's been burning deep since 2011. So that's a fair few years, dude. And that is to step foot on the beach at Makaha, Hawaii. I could tell you the whole story behind it, but I'm sure you don't want to give up your entire Friday night to it. You will see it in the early vlogs, and the very, very first vlog I mentioned there's one thing that I would like to do in this life, coinciding with the fact that I'd like to surf, and that is that I would like to surf eventually in Hawaii, which in my eyes is the home and the birthplace of the sport. However, there are some other very weird spiritual and maybe, I don't know, random things that in many years have pointed me to that location. Hence, the finale, the destination of the Grom tour, which will be my birthday in October, will be Hawaii. And let's just say, man, if you're watching that one, that vlog could get a little bit heavy. You might see a very much emotional Grom because that's a huge goal. It's something that many people thought I would never achieve. I knew I'd achieve it, even if I achieve it if I'm in a box. But to think we started the vlogs in 2018 and I kind of thought at some point in the future I will go. To think now we're 2024 and beg, stall, or borrow, baby, will be there. So I hope that answers that question, Mr. Chris. Dan Kov, what board are you eyeing to buy on the US tour? So, I have been in talks with the wonderful Mr. Billy, because obviously he's like the walking encyclopedia on shapes, styles, volumes, facts, you name it when it comes to surfing. So we've had some conversations. From my point of view, I am just, it's definitely going to be a hard board. I feel like I have plenty of foamies in my life that I don't use. So why not have a hard board in my life that I don't use? So it's going to be big. It's going to be like 8 foot, dude, because I want it to be able to ride anything possible, if that makes sense. Whether it be sea, river, ferry, just positive, man. I want the biggest surface area with as much volume possible to just catch anything so that I don't let anything pass me by. Almost philosophical that was. But yeah, so apart from that, dude, when it comes to like, I'm just going to spitball this because I know nothing. But I really like the idea of getting a bit crazy and maybe going for something a bit oddball, like a single fin pintail or something. I don't know. The likelihood is no, it'll probably be just something thruster. I don't know. We'll see. It would be awesome to pick up something just completely out there and try to get my head around it. But bearing in mind that I have no experience, no skill level, let's just say whatever is going to give me the best option to get the most fun and enjoyment out of my time there, the better. But again, going to be one of those things. Mr. Billy has advised me to have a little look on the old Craigslist, maybe try to pick one up or just beg, steal or borrow until the point of maybe getting out to the West Coast. I don't know. The silly Grom part of me just says, man, to touch down in Florida, go and treat yourself to a board. It be secondhand, you know. All about hands tonight. I'm not going to be buying expensive, but just to get something. Mic check, mic check. Technical difficulties, but I hope we're back on. I can see something buzzing. Thanks to everybody that stayed throughout. There were some technical difficulties, but don't worry about it. Grom had it handled. We're here. Where did it cut off, guys and girls? What was I saying? But anyway, let's just call it that. I hope you got the end to that. I don't know where it quite cut out. In regards to the board shop, Dan, please, if you can send me that link, it will be awesome. Through my headphones were dead. Yeah, guys and girls, I apologise for that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. However, our amazing audio team managed to get back quite quickly, kind of. Shame somebody didn't just hand me another mic off like camera, but never mind. This is the problem when you're doing a live and you're doing it all on your own. You're only responsible for your own success, guys and girls. That's a heavy thought for a Friday. On that note, I hate to kind of go off and come back, but we've hit 11:30 and I don't want to keep you guys and girls any longer than I have to. I hope you're stoked, fired up and feeling creative for the weekend ahead. I hope you're in a good mindset. I hope you're in a good place financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and most of all, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you've got this far, please don't forget to smash the like button. Obviously, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that will give you everything that comes from this channel ongoing. And trust me, 2024 is going to be a year not to be missed. Keep in tune with the daily vlogs, stay in contact via the community posts, and please feel free to leave comments under any of the videos, and I do very much try to answer anything and everything, no matter how weird it is. On that note, have an awesome evening, night, wherever it is in the world that you're watching this. I appreciate you taking the time out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you 10:45 p.m. GMT Friday night right here. You know the score.